begin with the latest developments on the crisis in Haiti this morning. After weeks of mounting pressure and increasing violence, the country's embattled prime minister now says he will step down once a transitional government is in place. Ariel Henry, who is now stranded in Puerto Rico, offered his resignation. Haiti has been plunged into chaos, with criminal gangs running most of the capital. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announcing the United States is doubling its contribution towards a multinational security force to help Haitian police get the country under control.
From $100 million to $200 million. And that brings the total U.S. support to $300 million for this effort. I'm also announcing additional humanitarian assistance for the people of Haiti, $33 million to further support their health and food security.
Henry's resignation was seen as key to finding a solution to the crisis in Haiti and part of the focus of emergency talks among several Caribbean leaders in Jamaica this week. Global Affairs Canada says more than 2,900 Canadians remain in Haiti. CTV's Colton Prail is joining us now with more. So, Colton, the big question is, what happens next after this announcement by Henry?
Well, there's a political vacuum that's been left. Eventually, we will see the installation of a temporary presidential council and an interim prime minister. That framework is what came out of yesterday's emergency meeting from Caribbean leaders, Canada and the U.S. in Jamaica. But in the meantime, there is no leadership. At this point in time, the Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, who will eventually be resigning, still isn't in the country. Gangs still control large portions of the capital, and the largest gang leader in the country, a man who goes by the name Barbecue, has already come out and said that he opposes this installation of a temporary government. That, after previously saying that the country could be plunged into civil war, even genocide, if Henry didn't resign. These gangs have instituted this campaign of violence over the last several weeks, trying to force that resignation, and now that it's happened, they want a slice of the pie. They want to be in those power discussions. They want to have more authority over the nation. Creating that, though, is going to be at odds completely with what CARICOM, the group of Caribbean leaders, has instilled as the mandate for this temporary government. Part of that mandate includes allowing international forces onto the ground in Haiti, and that is going to be the key next step, both politically, but also when it comes to the humanitarian crisis in that country, getting aid to those who need it in the capital, ensuring that this additional support of 1,000 Kenyan police officers who can assist the Haitian National Police in restoring some order to the capital, in taking back government buildings and taking back the airport, for example, that's all going to be key. But those forces have yet to arrive in country. We heard yesterday that they're only in the pre-deployment phase, but they were promised back in October. It's taking some time. CARICOM, part of that meeting yesterday, was to push for that to be expedited. Finally, there's an agreement between Kenya and Haiti in order to get those troops, or those officers, I should say. That came at the start of this month, but still it's a long process before they'll actually be on the ground. Once they're there, we can start to see things begin to change a little bit. We can see that political process potentially start to happen, because that temporary government will need some form of assistance. They will need some form of authority on the ground there, but we can also hopefully start to see some return to normal in those major infrastructure areas like the port and, of course, the airport, and that humanitarian aid being dispersed to those who need it.
Yeah, and it's because the airport is closed. Canadians who want to leave haven't been able to get out. What's the latest you can tell us on that front, Colton?
The government still isn't planning any evacuations, whether that's for Canadian citizens or for Canadian diplomats and embassy staff, something that the U.S. and the EU did this weekend. If you're a Canadian citizen, the recommendation from the Canadian government at this point in time is to shelter in place. And I've spoke to many Canadians who have family still in Haiti, and they say frequently, they're telling me of their family who has gone from Port-au-Prince into more rural parts of the country where the gangs are less prevalent, where they have less control, because this situation, this crisis really is concentrated in that capital city. It does extend into the suburbs and areas around it, but it's certainly concentrated in that capital city. And a lot of Canadians are telling me their family members are moving away from that violence, trying to essentially wait it out. But for Canadians who are still in country and hoping to leave, they're unable to do so. There is no evacuations planned by the government at this point in time, and really until that airport is secured and reopened, there's no way off the island.
Colton Prail for us. Colton, thank you for that.